you grizzly bastards, welcome back to Bear Vision. Happy New Year. We still saying that? Either way, my plan for 2022 is to keep pushing the boundaries, still keep trying to grow and expand the skill set as much as possible. Now, anyone who's picked up a camera in the past 4 or 5 years has almost certainly searched on YouTube for little tips and tricks. You will have almost certainly come across an individual called Peter McKinnon. Now, Peter McKinnon has put out a lot of videos doing product photography. It's something he thoroughly enjoys, and they're videos that I always thoroughly enjoy watching. But to this point, I've never really had anything that I really wanted to photograph in that kind of scenario. But as some of you may know, last year, October, I got married. And one thing I neglected to do when we got married was actually take some nice ring photos. Certainly wanted to be as present as I possibly could, so I put the camera down as much as possible. So today, that's what we've got going on here, largely inspired by Mr. Peter McKinnon. And there's beeping outside. Thank you. I want to live out in the middle of nowhere where there's no cars and no beeping and no annoying people. You know, there's lots of people out there. I try not to go outside much. That's why so many of my videos take place inside my own home. There's people out there. Variables you can't control. So what we have here is largely inspired by Mr. Peter Mc... Shut up! We're going to push forward. What we have here is largely inspired by Mr. Peter McKinnon. I wanted to build a set and create a nice rich atmosphere and backdrop for this little ring shoot. Not only that, but I also have a new toy. We've got the Nikon 50mm 1.8, and I've not had a chance to put this thing through its paces yet. Now, I bought this primarily for portraits when I'm doing wrestling shows. I wanted to expand my gear for when I'm doing those kind of shoots. How do I get in this thing? There we go. Now, it got me thinking, that nice 1.8 aperture would give me a really nice depth of field. I'm working in this really small little environment here with this small little closed off set. These prime lenses, the Nikon Z series prime lenses, are so incredibly sharp. I got to try some out with a buddy of mine, CTR Photography. Go check him out. He does some beautiful work with watches and so on. Absolutely incredible professional. He's the one who actually sold me on the Nikon Z series. I kind of wish he hadn't, because it's all really freaking expensive. However, I couldn't imagine using anything else now. Please be locked in place. I had a situation a little while back when I was doing a shoot for something you're going to see very soon, in which I thought my lens was locked onto my camera. It wasn't. So when I went to try and zoom in, the lens detached from the body. I wasn't holding it correctly. The lens dropped about 4 or 5 feet onto concrete paving. My heart fell out of my ass. That was one of the most terrifying situations I've ever been in with a camera before. Not to say that the kit lens that comes with the Z6 isn't good, but this prime lens should give us some really, really sharp images. Hello, cat. How are you? Coming in? Please don't jump up on the desk. We got a lot at play here, my friend. Also, with that 1.8 aperture, I'll be able to drop the ISO real freaking low. Ooh, hi. The only problem with it being a 50mm is I'm going to have to drop back quite a bit to get these shots nicely framed up. So we have the wife's little wishbone ring, which it's a wishbone, so it fits around her engagement ring, which should fit really nicely on top of mine. That little indent in the wishbone should then give it the stability to kind of sit on top of mine and create a nice little bit of stacking. Now, this is what I've got set up here, is literally just kind of a first draft of what I kind of thought this should look like. Now, these are all items that were at our wedding. We went for a very rustic Nordic theme. See, that looks nice. That looks real nice. And there was lots of wood and dark colours. The cat is jumping right near my lens. Please don't kill my lenses. No, get down. He is not going to listen to me. Bro, come on. I start recording and you come in here chirping away. Come on, down. Come on. Get your groove on. Come on, out. Trying to create content when you have animals. You know? What I want is, I want to keep those nice kind of rich tones, so I'm going to bring this in. Now unfortunately I don't have the money or the facilities to have a big Godox soft box and nice soft light cascading all over the whole thing, but to be fair, for this kind of shoot I don't necessarily want that. What I want is I want some nice dramatic shadows casting from this here, and then just a little bit of fill light and a nice bit of warmth from this. My ring has a cower wood inlay that I really want to kind of make pop, but it's finding the right, oh okay, now we're talking. Now we are talking, people. That's quite tasty. That is quite delicious. I wanted these rings on top of this nice sort of lighter wood that I got from Norway, this nice little handcrafted bowl, just so they pop a little bit more. I thought they'd get lost a little bit on this, which is a really lovely box. What we might do, if we can find a lighter somewhere, is light this candle on the side as well. We might bring that into the foreground. Actually, I want to create like a bit of intrigue in the shot here. It might get lost because of how shallow the depth of field is with that 1.8, but I kind of want to just create a little bit of intrigue so that the viewer might kind of go, oh, what's in that box behind there? Now what is in this box is batteries and 3M strips and things like that, but the viewer doesn't need to know that. The person who sees the picture will never know. It's our secret. Don't tell anyone, okay? So we're going to one of my wife's lovely little lockets here. I just want a bit of the chain kind of coming out maybe from the side next to this lovely brass fixture. So we won't close the fixture. We'll just kind of have it coming out just a bit, just to create a little bit of curiosity, you know? Just adding kind of layers. See, open would be nice, but it's got a very modern looking inlay in it. And I don't want that to happen. When I was a kid, I was a really weird kid. I wouldn't sit there and, like you see in TV and film, I wouldn't sit there with toys, mashing them together and throwing them around. I would sit there and meticulously put together epic little scenes, and then I'd just leave it. My playtime was sitting and creating these scenes. That I got fun from that. I got enjoyment from that, and creating all these little parts and putting everything in its place. One of the biggest collections of toys I ever had was Lord of the Rings toys. Lord of the Rings came out what? When did Lord of the Rings come out? 2001. 21 years ago.
It's been 84 years.
There's an existential crisis I didn't need today. Anyway, moving on. Lord of the Rings was one of my biggest obsessions with a kid, and I would sit there and create all of these epic scenes, and then I would just walk away and leave them. So this whole situation right here is right up my alley. But I still want to get that band of cower wood in the ring to really pop out. That might have to be a fix it in post situation. Alright, I'm going to try and find a lighter, get this candle lit and see if that adds anything to the scene. Well, the lights has gone in this house. I don't smoke anymore. Bathroom. Candles and shit. Okay, one of the downsides of not smoking anymore, I can never find a lighter anywhere. So if we turn this round so we've got all that wax dripping down already. But then I've got all this empty space in the back here, so you might have to go around the back. That'll just add another little element of depth. Let's sort of go to 2.2, we might go 2.8, just to allow for a bit of that kind of intrigue that we added to the background to kind of pop and say, what's up? How are you? That's quite nice actually. One thing I really wanted to introduce to this shoot is my axe. But I think it might be a bit too dominating to this whole little kind of delicate scene. However, it is just such, it's hand forged, it's such a lovely piece of craftspersonship that it just really add a lot. But I don't know where to add it in without it sort of dominating the scene. What if we kind of, what if it's, yeah, what if it's kind of, that does work actually. As you can see, introducing that axe, just coming up here, so we haven't got the head of the axe, we haven't got the blade in, because I think that would be too bright, that would take away from the rings. The premise of working like this, I do absolutely adore having a situational environment where I can be in full control. I can control all the lighting, I can control all of the variables. And you kind of play God in your own little scene here. Right, so how do we fill this negative space at the back? Okay. What I wanted to use to add more texture into the scene was we had like these Hessian kind of flags and tablecloths. So I wanted to add that in, especially for like the different colour range, but we've subsequently sold those. So to fill that negative space at the back, we have what was the wife's bouquet. I don't know what it's called. It's a ring with flowers on it, okay? I am a dumb man, so I don't know. But if we pop that behind, oh, you could kind of hang down actually, and then that bit of ribbon, yeah, we could unravel you a little bit, and that kind of ribbon can, oh, okay, I like that. We make you a little bit longer. You don't want it to look manufactured, you want everything to kind of sit really naturally. It's one of the benefits of having these closed off spaces. You can kind of, you can move this wherever the hell you want and create your own shadows and tell your own story with it. And I am about that life. And if we come from this angle, more towards where you are, that really introduces, if we bring this over this way, then that bit of intrigue that we've created here is a little bit more evident. It just pops a little bit more. It's just kind of saying, hello, yep, I'm here. Might be time to switch things up a little bit. I do really want to introduce the drinking horns, but because of this white, especially on my ring, it reflects in my ring a lot. Oh no, it's not too bad actually. It's not massively evident. Okay, maybe we want you sort of falling down behind. Oh yes, that's lovely. But yeah, coming from this angle is really nice. And that, again, it's one of the benefits of shooting like this, because you can just roam around any way you like. You can move anything you like to set it up and really kind of tell the story that you're trying to tell. The story that I'm obviously trying to tell is about our marriage and everything that happened on our wedding day, everything that was kind of involved. The entire vibe, the entire scene I'm trying to capture in this small little desktop space, which is a challenge, but it's also really freaking fun. You look at this candle with the wax dripping down the sides, there is just something so immersive about a used candle with wax dripping down it. It can make the scene look just so lived in. We've got quite a lot of negative space just in between these. This barrel is gorgeous. I love the textures on this barrel. I love that brass. I love that it kind of reflects a bit, but it just kind of absorbs that warm light, and it just hovers in the background there and just lets you know I'm here. I'm adding quite a lot to this, but I'm not the main character, you know? I'm just here to let you know that this is a full landscape. Of course, I will edit these in post, add some radial filters on there just to make the ring stand out a little bit more, because without any directional lighting I can't achieve that. Then we can just kind of have a little bit of a play around, see if we can reorganize just a touch to allow for just a little bit more exploration, you know, see what else we can come up with. However, this scene I'm really freaking happy with. Do we go for one last one with the candle lit. See, I don't want it too close to that ribbon. I can't be setting fire to things around here. That's nice. That's real nice. Alright, let's switch things up. Let's see what else we can kind of put together here. Alright, I think I've got enough. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. I sincerely hope that you have enjoyed the video. If you have learned something or been ever so slightly inspired to try something like this yourself, then go and like and subscribe to Peter McKinnon's channel, not mine. But if you enjoyed this content over here on Bear Vision, please do hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it and you're not already, then please do consider subscribing. If you're interested in gaming, then come over and join us over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BearVisionMedia. Also, if you enjoyed this content right here, then please do let me know. I will endeavour to try and make more content like this. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you in the next one.